At the end of the war within, the world of Warcraft was split into two, housing and transmog. This marked the end of the era of pet battling.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't heard already, Blizzard is considering changing pet battling as we currently know it.
No! God, please, no!
The announcement came a few days after I put out the first episode of my pet battling series. To be honest, it sounds like Blizz saw the video and just decided to take the whole thing down. Here's a brief overview of where we're currently at. Earlier this month, alpha testers noticed that Midnight Zones didn't require pet battling to catch pets. Streamer Bear's Adventures asked game director Ian Hazakostas about this, and he responded by saying that in the upcoming expansion, pets would still be obtainable, but without the battling aspect as it had fallen out of popularity. There were some threads on the WoW forums, and on the 6th of October, community manager Kyvax made the following blue post. The pet battle system is being iterated on in Midnight. Changes will continue to come with future alpha builds. In the first builds of the Midnight Alpha, we have several goals. For players who love collecting pets, there should be a significant number of pets to collect. For players who love to do pet battle combat, that will still be available. As time has passed, we've seen fewer and fewer players enjoying pet battle combat, so this is an area we want to iterate on. There will be some new pets in Midnight that are capable of battling. All parts of the pet battle system that were implemented in previous expansions should continue to operate as they have before. We're experimenting with alternate methods to obtain pets in Midnight, and we expect to iterate on that based on your feedback. The YouTube channel Dragons After Dark has a couple of really good breakdowns of the whole situation. I'll link them in the description. Picture Charlie Day with red string. As for me, I'll be continuing the series as there are over 100 zones to complete, not including the Midnight ones, so we'll see if anything changes between now and the release of Midnight. Pet battling, we hardly played ye. You may have happened across episode 1, but if not, let's quickly go over the rules. The challenge is inspired by the Nuzlocke rule set in Pokemon, with a few changes. Firstly, I must catch every available pet in the zone. Holiday pets can be skipped until the holiday happens. Secondly, I must rename every pet with the first name that enters my brain. So yes, my team currently includes Mary, Tabitha and C-Rex. Thirdly, I'm not allowed to catch anything below rare quality. Vendor pets must be upgraded down the line. Fourthly, I must defeat each pet trainer once. And lastly, any defeated pets must be released into the Shadowlands. Our palette town for this series was Elwyn Forest. The community, that's you guys, voted for Westfall to be the next zone, so we'll be going from the lush greens of Elwyn Forest to the Uranus yellows of Westfall. It's like going from Stardew Valley to Fallout. Stick around or time travel to the end to vote on where we'll go next. Your options include zones that still have pets, for now. If you're wondering why this video is coming out over 2 weeks after the previous one, it's because I've been literal balls metaphorically deep in Legion Remix. Legion Remix is to World of Warcraft what Monster is to tea.
You don't want this. Get out of here. It's not habit forming. It's the cheapest drug there is.
I think I kind of want it.
Don't play it if you value your free time. It was time to check out the FOMO tent and pick up the month's pets. They don't count towards the challenge, but FOMO gonna FOMO. The quest log kept nagging me to go to the Dragon Isles. More like Dragon Isle not be going. God, that was horrendous. Instead, I'll be trying to get the Hallows End pets from Elwyn Forest, as the event's now live. From memory, the sinister squashling comes from the buckets in the inns, and the feline familiar can be purchased using tricky treats like some kind of diabetic cat dealer. I generally don't interact with holiday quests in WoW, but for this challenge I thought I'd do the Hallows End ones. They were the pits, as expected. Any quest that requires you to constantly run back and forth to pick up an item should be outlawed. I'm talking The Hague. Outside Stormwinds, there's this sad little setup pretending to be festive. Some cauldrons, a couple of witches, a vibe that screams Halloween on a budget. Lots of quests there, nothing interesting. One of the quests literally involved walking a few steps and pressing a single button. As always, zero quest text was read.
I was elected to lead, not to read.
Boring quest after boring quest. Hang on, what's this? Bomb the Undercity. What in the Geneva Convention is this? Sadly, it was just a glorified Uber ride. The quest just involved flying a pre-planned path and clicking on the ground. The worst part is that the quest item was on a 3-second timer. What sort of masochist designed this? Oh yeah, let's make them click the same button 25 times, but slowly. Just because Blizzard loves chaos, the bombing quest flagged me for PvP. Of course, there were Horde players camping outside Stormwind, just waiting to ruin someone's night like it's their full-time job. On the other hand, it was awesome to see Elwynn Forest so alive, like a war zone, alive with dead people, corpses everywhere, very festive. As I've only unlocked Elwynn Forest, Stormwind and Westfall, I've only got 3 inns available to me currently. At the time of editing, it's day 4 of Hallow's End and no squashling or familiar to be found right now. On to Westfall. The first thing I saw as I crossed the bridge was a pet tamer, Old MacDonald. Behind him was a farm. Was it his? Actually no, turns out Old MacDonald is just some guy standing in front of someone else's farm. Last episode I was very cautious and beat the pet tamer last. This time I'll spice it up a bit and fight the pet tamer first. Old Macca's had 3 pets, all level 3 against my level 5s. One thing to know about the pet battle system in World of Warcraft is that each pet has an ability, similar to the abilities in Pokemon. For example, mechanical pets can resurrect on death. This can sometimes catch people out because the pet can resurrect and get a cheeky hit in. His foe Reaper came back to life after being defeated and hit Willard hard. Then his chicken nearly took Willard out for good, 19 hit points away from oblivion. The rest of the battle was plain sailing, and with that, Old MacDonald was defeated, E-I-E-I-O. Now on to the catching, where I become a menace to the local wildlife. Some of the pets in this zone we already caught in Elwynn Forest, so not that many to catch today. First up, it was a tiny harvester, fit right into our tiny crate. I named it James. Next up is a rare mouse. I knew going into the battle exactly what I was going to call it. Now this catch was more difficult than some of the previous ones. It's the first battle where we've actually had a miss, and we had 2 in a row. The more you miss, the higher the chance your pet will get knocked out because the enemy can get more hits in. Bada boom bada bing, into our crate it goes. After the catch I got the achievement for 10 rare pets. We're going to be catching a lot more than that in this challenge. Now for the name. Stuart. Obviously Stuart. Then I found this absolutely furious prairie dog. Stuart and the dog nearly took each other out, close call, but the crate landed just fine. The first name that came to mind was Elise. The next one was the absolute worst. Shore crabs, which only spawn on the beach in Westfall, a beach that is littered with dozens of murlocs tightly grouped together. Only had to use feign death once though, you could say I'm a bit of a pro, and soon after it was in our crate. I decided to name it Surely because I've lost all creativity at this point. Next up is a snake. No trouble on this one. Christened it Solid Snake.
No, that is not Solid Snake.
That's all of the pets in this zone, bar 1. The map showed that the Westfall chicken spawned here, but I just couldn't for the life of me find it. I thought I'd need to complete all of the quests in the zone up until this point, so I did that, and no dice. I'm ashamed to admit I broke my no guides rule. And for good reason, it's a hidden pet, that means I'm not meant to find it. It turns out you need to go to the farm, spam /chicken on a chicken dozens of times until it becomes friendly and gives you a quest. Yes, a chicken giving you a quest, ludicrous. In a game about fighting literal old gods, this is what broke my immersion. After that, buy special chicken feed because regular chicken feed isn't good enough for this diva. And feed the chicken so it gives you an egg. So there it is, our first hidden pet. Based on looks alone, I named it Foghorn Leghorn. Surely no one under the age of 30 gets that reference.
You gotta keep on your toes.
Easy zone overall. Couple of close calls in battle, but we kept all of our pets and finished the zone 100%. Nice. There's a pet battle dungeon in the zone, but it's not available to me yet, so I'll come back to do that. That's when things will get intense, like camping. As promised, I'll leave it down to you to vote for the next zone. Comment Red Ridge Mountains if you want to see that, or Duskwood if you'd prefer to be there. If Elwynn to Westfall is anything to go by, there should be a notable spike in difficulty in the next zone. Anything could happen. If you made it this far, interesting. Thanks for watching, catch you on the flip side.
Farewell for now, mortals.
I'm not doing that.